back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
It has begun. The UFC announced that Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier champion versus champion super fight will be held International Fight Week July 7th at UFC 226. And before that, first is going to be the Ultimate Fighter Season 27, the Battle of the Undefeateds, and the coaches will be the champions themselves, Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic. Now, this will be an Ultimate Fighter season that I am watching. I didn't watch Season 26. It was, I don't even remember, oh yeah, Eddie Alvarez and I believe Justin Gaethje were the coaches. I did watch Season 25, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw, but aside from that, this will be one of the first seasons I've watched in a while. Daniel Cormier is always fun, whether he's going to be doing pranks or comedy or actually getting into some shit. I mean, I don't see any one of these guys getting into it with any fighters, because these are, of course, the light heavyweight and heavyweight champions, and the fighters are lightweight and featherweight. Now, that is an interesting thing just to talk about for a second. I mean, there's only... Of course, they're going to have their coaching staff with them, which is really going to be where the majority of the coaching comes from rather than the champions themselves. But it's just interesting, you know, to see the weight differential between the coaches and the fighters, which is why it's good to have the coaching staff. But there's really not too much a heavyweight or a light heavyweight can really, I mean, teach aside from the, you know, basics and stuff, but you would think a featherweight or a lightweight, because that's just not, you know, your opponent. It's not the body style you're going to be fighting, and, you know, featherweights and lightweights are usually more technical. The smaller fighters are, the more technical they are. So usually featherweights and lightweights are more technical than heavyweights and light heavyweights anyway. But that's just a whole nother little interesting fucking fun fact to talk about. But either way, the coaching staff has been revealed as well. You can see Cain Velasquez is going to be there, as well as Javier Mendez and some of the other guys from AKA to help Daniel Cormier. And also we're going to have Stipe Miocic's team as well. I don't know as much of their names, you know, they're not as notarized or as famous as the coaches of AKA and the teammates. So either way, going to be a great season, I think. I mean, not going to be too much, you know, rivalry as far as Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic going back and forth at each other's necks like a Cody Garbrandt and a TJ Dillashaw, but still there's going to be some good fights. All of these fighters are undefeated, which means technically every week you're going to see somebody lose their zero, even though these are kind of considered amateur fights in the TUF house. So they're not really going to lose their zero whenever they actually make it to the professional, you know, whether some of these guys sign with the UFC or whatever organization they continue to fight with, they'll still have their zero when they leave the TUF house, except for the guys that actually fight on the Ultimate Fighter finale, where they're playing for keeps, and you're actually going to lose your zero then. But with that being said, I mean, there's going to be lightweights and featherweights on the show. Here's the full list of names, and if you recognize anybody, give them a shout out in the comments. I definitely know there's a couple of you that let me know. I think somebody said you know 2 people that made it. I don't know if it's that weird guy. I don't want to get it mistaken, but yeah, let me know if you know any of these guys in the comments, and we'll be rooting for them. Full-time family, fuck you, time out. With that being said, Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic's team and full coaching cast and staff has been revealed for the Ultimate Fighter Season 27, and of course it'll be followed by a champion versus champion, light heavyweight versus heavyweight champion super fight at UFC 226. Can't wait. And we also just found out that Demetrius Johnson, and we could have 2 to 3 champion versus champion super fights on that card, so that's going to be insane. The Super Bowl of MMA, essentially. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.